I know this topic may be something that you guys aren't comfortable hearing, but you need to hear it. I know you know women, and I know you know 8 women, so 1 in those 8 are going to get breast cancer. Well, I should say they had breast cancer, they're going through it, or they're going to have it. It's a terrible statistic. It is a terrible statistic, but I want to help you travel through it. I want you to think of 8 women who you know. It could be your wife, your mother, your sister, your daughter, daughter-in-law, a neighbor. Think of those 8 women and picture them. Do you have them in your mind? One of those 8 women will be diagnosed with breast cancer. And believe it or not, 1 out of 7 men will be diagnosed with prostate cancer. So this episode is a little bit different. I want you to really keep it in your back pocket for a day that you might need it, because you're going to come across someone that needs this information. If you know someone that's going to be going through breast cancer or any kind of cancer, or if you're going to be going through this cancer, I highly recommend preparing or helping that person to prepare. You've got to, because once you have that surgery, you're not able to do much. So for example, what I did, I cooked some meals and froze them. Friends brought meals over and we froze those as well in single serving containers. So we did that. And I went shopping because I was told quite a bit that you're not going to want to bend over and you can't raise your arms very high. So if you think about that, that prevents a lot of life skills, basically. I started from my feet and kind of worked my way up. So I bought some Skechers slip-ins. I highly recommend that. That helped tremendously. I started doing my own research and I came across a wonderful website. It's called AnaOno. Believe it or not, how it's kind of sad, like a friend of mine told me, it's kind of sad that there's a market for this, but thank goodness there's a market for this. I went shopping for some clothes that zipped in the front. Again, you can't wear t-shirts, you can't get those arms raised up, plus you're not supposed to, per my doctors. Anyway, so I found sweatshirts and tops, again, that were easy to get on and off. Velcro tops, snaps, anything that buttons down. So those were the top clothes that I bought. Helped tremendously. And again, you have to think about these things before surgery. Nobody told me to do it. I didn't really get any heads up at the hospital. So thank goodness I did these things, because if I hadn't, I don't know what I would have done. So, how do you take a shower? If you can't raise your arms, how do you wash your hair? What do you do with the drains? All good questions. One great thing that I did, I have a lanyard. I had the drains, so I hooked the drains on there, and the drains have tubes that come out the side of your stomach. The fluid goes into a little plastic bottle, so you have to have those in for a while. I had 4 of them. I took them off the little belt that I was given at the hospital and hung them on this. And then also I have the one, and Mark made a holder for me so I could sit, wash my hair, and not have to reach up. And it worked beautifully in the shower. Spray deodorant. I always used roll-ons. That doesn't work well. Your skin is bunched up back here. It's very uncomfortable. So I, thank goodness, had some spray that I bought beforehand. It was a lot easier to do the spray. I couldn't imagine doing a roll-on after surgery. Also, it's very important to have a table by your bedside. Again, most of the time, nightstands are up this way. You know, they're kind of like head high. You won't be able to reach up there. So you need a TV tray or some kind of little table down by your bed so you can set your things there, over here, instead of having to reach up, because you cannot reach. Those muscles have been torn. They've been broken. They're not there anymore. They're, as a good friend told me, they're mad. They're angry. So you don't have a lot of motion in your arms whatsoever. Pillow wedges, that's another game changer. My doctor told me that he wanted me sleeping on my back because of the 4 drains and at a 45-degree angle. Getting pillows to stay up at a 45-degree angle and being comfortable was a nightmare. Thank goodness my wonderful mother-in-law found some pillow wedges. Those were a godsend. They are kind of expensive, I think, but trust me, they were very well worth it, especially because I used it through that surgery and the future surgery that I'm going to have when they do the reconstruction. I'll put links in the description below of these things that I came up with so you can easily find them to help your loved one. Also, some things as far as gifts. Lotions are wonderful. Flowers, I love. The older I get, the more I like flowers. Cards, texts, emails, phone calls. Please think about your loved one months after the surgery. I know it may seem like a long time to you, and you may think, oh, it's too late to do anything, or I want to do everything right, you know, when the surgery happens. But it's those weeks afterwards that it gets so, I don't want to say depressing, but you can't do the things you want to do. Y'all know I love to ride my bike. I love to go for walks. I like to cook. You know, I like to be active. I like to do things. I like to garden. You can't do those things. So when I would surprisingly get a wonderful little gift from someone weeks after, it just made my day. So think about that and maybe wait and give something if you want to give them something a month later. Trust me, they need it and they will appreciate it. Other things, there's Tiff Treats in most towns, which is a sweet service. They mainly focus on cookies, or I usually get cookies from Tiff's. They're wonderful. My mother-in-law found a place and they delivered soup and rolls and cookies, and it's called Spoonful of Comfort. It was fantastic. And I guess they deliver anywhere, I'm not sure. But again, I'll have a link to that in the description as well. See, what else did I jot down? Oh, an Afghan. I get cold a lot now. It's springtime and I'm in this. Even a shawl, something smaller. So that's a great gift as well. And again, don't forget about them months afterwards. And who knows, they may be having to go through a second surgery as well for reconstruction. And that's supposed to, believe it or not, be even a more, you have to be in the hospital longer for that surgery. So it's interesting. How to travel with cancer. You have to be very careful. You have to be in contact with your doctor. You need your apparatus, the things that I've talked about, to help you through everything. So whether you're at your home base for a while, which most likely you'll have to be, or your bus is at the hospital or close to the hospital, Believe it or not, with my double mastectomy, I went home the same day because things were going well. Now, I'm not saying that I felt great, and I'm not saying that I did great at home, but in hindsight, I probably should have stayed in the hospital at least one night, but it worked out. I had a wonderful friend stay with Mark and I for a week. If you have that incredible type friend who can do that, then if they offer, take them up on it. You will need them with all the medicines you're taking, and again, just not being able to get out of bed very easily. They had to help me get out of bed. Keep this information in your back pocket. I hope you don't ever need it, but it's here. I'm here if you need it. Put comments in the description below if you have any questions, and I'll try to help you. I use this platform of YouTube a lot like I did when I was in the classroom. I want to share, I want to teach where I can with the experiences that I've gone through in life. So if I can help one of you, it's been worth it. So if today's not your best day, you will have the best day ever. Have a great one, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye. I almost forgot about this, the seatbelt cover. It helps a lot too.